I've never said anything stupid when I was ill. I don't need help being ill. I still say stupid stuff.
Hey everybody, it's Pastor Los. Glad to be with you for another edition of our Gospel Unplugged series, this time joined by my esteemed colleague.
Oh, I love it when you say that, Doctor. Pastor Kurt Kalland, great to be with you.
And we are talking about a story from Exodus, which is our fall preaching theme or series. And I will be curious if this is a story that you know, or maybe it rings a bell, or is kind of unknown, because it's kind of in the in-between. We know the Exodus itself, the Passover. We know the crossing of the Red Sea, and this is kind of smack dab in the middle, or getting from one to the other.
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
Please.
So we're reading from the 14th chapter of the book of Exodus. Now, when the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, the minds of Pharaoh and his officials were changed towards the people, and they said, "What have we done, letting Israel leave our service?" So he had his chariot made ready and took his army with him. He took 600 picked chariots and all the other chariots of Egypt with officers over all of them. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the Israelites who were going out boldly. The Egyptians pursued them, all Pharaoh's horses and chariots, his chariot drivers and his army. They overtook them and camped by the sea, by Pi-hahiroth, in front of Baal-Zephon. As Pharaoh drew near, the Israelites looked back, and there were the Egyptians advancing on them. In great fear, the Israelites cried out to the Lord. They said to Moses, "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us, bringing us out of Egypt? Is this not the very thing we told you in Egypt? Let us alone and let us serve the Egyptians. For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness." But Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the deliverance that the Lord will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall never see again. The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to keep still." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Why do you cry out to me? Tell the Israelites to go forward. But you lift up your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it, that the Israelites may go into the sea on dry ground." Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. The Lord drove the sea back by a strong east wind all night and turned the sea into dry land, and the waters were divided. The Israelites went into the sea on dry ground, the waters forming a wall for them on their right and on their left. Well, here ends the reading.
Wow.
Dramatic.
Indeed. Very much so.
And as I mentioned, we know the crossing of the Red Sea. That's kind of iconic. But that flight, post-Passover to the Red Sea, and the changing of the heart of Pharaoh, the not just fear, but extreme anxiety and upsetness with Moses of the Israelites.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on. I'm curious what grabbed your attention.
Oh, a bunch. You know, that whole sense of, I thought I heard you say, the Lord hardened his heart. Like, how often does that happen to us or to others? How often do we want to play God, of course? And then the fear of the Israelites, because I don't envision the Israelites having a whole lot in the way of military defense when they're going. I mean, Veterans Day is coming up, but you know, these chariots were like M1A Abrams tanks are now, top of the line, and the people are terrified. I mean, and then what about that piece where they say, we'd rather go back and be treated poorly there than come out here and die? You know, it's not the normal behavior with an abusive relationship, of course, but that whole fear thing, you know, and then how they cry out for help, right? We need help. We're afraid. And I wonder, how often do we get afraid, and how often do we, or to whom do we cry out and I need help because I'm afraid? You know?
I feel like it's one of those little pictures that tells the truth about human nature.
Oh, nice.
On the one hand, you start with the Egyptians who Pharaoh's pretty heavily pressured to let the Israelites go, but ultimately does. After the plagues and the Passover, finally just says, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're more trouble than you're worth. But then once they're gone,
it's like, whoop.
Falls back into old patterns.
Yeah.
Oh, we need them back. We need our slaves.
Yeah.
And how often do we, whether we want to do the right thing or are pressured to do the right thing, and then begin counting the cost and kind of slipping back to old ways. And then the Israelites, exactly just what you named, the heart of so many dysfunctional relationships or elements of relationships or life. We would prefer misery that we know to the possibility of freedom that we don't know.
Yeah.
We are so much more comfortable with the familiar, even if it's a bad familiar. And so you can kind of hear that. And then Moses is like, he doesn't always come through, but he comes through today. Like, stand firm. God will deliver.
Yeah.
Here's what I need you to do.
Nothing.
Stand still. Stand still. Be still and know that the Lord is Lord.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot there for a preacher to play with.
Oh, indeed. And how often do we sit and be still?
It is hard.
Oh,
for me at least.
To me. Hello.
Yeah.
Squirrel. You know how I can be.
Yeah. Or I'll just fret. Think.
Sure.
Maneuver. What can I do? What contingencies? What can I? So
breathe. It's that prayer and
God.
meditation deal.
Yeah.
We can throw all of our stuff at the Lord, we're in trouble. But how often do we just sit and pause and meditate and breathe and let it come?
Yeah.
But no, I'm important. I got to go here. We bounce around. It's crazy.
Feels like a good passage for you, my friend, to be preaching on.
Did you do this on purpose? I'm telling Mom.
No, I just think you have a particular awareness of how we can get caught in our own head.
Oh.
Whether it's about ourselves or people around us, and the invitation to be still and kind of recognize, as you will say regularly, God is God, I am not. So,
there is a God, it's not me.
Yeah.
And how often do we let things live rent-free in our heads? And how does that harden our hearts when we have a resentment against someone else or whatever that is, instead of going, just be still, the Lord's with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it at the time. And then to have the guts to walk into hell, right? Oh my good, where are we going?
Yeah. I feel like I detected a question earlier. We often will close this time together with a question or two for you to think about on your way to church. And I feel like you named one along the way related to
fear. Fear is the second one, but the first one is when you get in trouble, when you're up against it, who do you go to for help? Where do you cry out to for help? That's one of them. And the other one was that whole idea of, what do we complain about? What is it that takes part of this heart or this or whatever it is? What do we complain about? Oh, it's not going my way, so why am I going to go home and take my ball and go with me? And, do we have the old question, how's your gratitude list?
Yeah, and the power of naming that and maybe surrendering it.
Oh, can we back up to a name thing for a second?
Yeah.
I love how Pharaoh's name is not mentioned in here. There's no name of the first name of Pharaoh in this stuff. Yeah. And I like that. I think Moses was intentional when he didn't want to name this guy who was so evil. I don't know that, but
so interesting.
Yeah. You don't talk about the bad. You don't mention the bad person's name because we don't want them to exist in our memory.
Just the title.
Just the title. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, I've been known to ramble, as you well know. I'll see you in church. God bless you.
We'll
and a
see you
blessed Veterans Day coming up, too.